Welcome back to Millside, a lovely rural glamping experience. My name is Liz Blount and today I'm going to be presenting session 2 of 3 on personnel management. So, why is personnel management important? I mean, obviously you need to have people turning up at your business, but if they're there and doing their job, do we need to do any more than that? Well, it's really important that we have the right people and we're managing them in the best way. Put simply, your people can be your biggest opportunity or they can be your biggest risk. They can help make your business stand out or they can cause you a real headache. And that's why having good HR processes in place can help you take that opportunity and hopefully prevent you from some of the difficulties. One of the things we need to bear in mind is that there are some legal requirements around people management that you need to be aware of and make sure that you're fulfilling. Just as in the same way you have legal requirements for other aspects of running your business, so it's important to know what you need to take care of in terms of human resources and your responsibilities under that. So you need to issue people with contracts or their written terms of employment, and that needs to contain certain information about their pay, their hours and various entitlements. And some of those entitlements are set out in law as well. For example, the annual leave that they need to have. You're also required to have certain basic procedures in place. Even as a small organisation, as soon as you start employing people, you need to make sure that you have processes in place for things like discipline and grievance. There's also equal opportunities legislation to take into account. If you've watched our recruitment video, you know we'll have talked about that there. But for all of the people management processes that we're talking about, you need to bear in mind the equal opportunities legislation. Did you know, under the Equality Act from 2010, there are 9 protected characteristics? Do you think you could name them? It sounds a lot, doesn't it? So it's illegal to discriminate against anybody or treat them less favourably because of their race, religion, disability, age, sex, sexual orientation, gender reassignment, pregnancy and maternity, or their marriage and civil partnership status. That might seem a lot, but it serves as a reminder for us to make sure that all our processes deal with people fairly and consistently. Remember, you are responsible for what happens in your business, good and bad. And that relates to not just how you as an employer treat your employees, but in terms of how they relate to one another as well. In the same way that if one of your employees was rude to a customer, you would feel responsible for that and need to do something about it. In the same way, if one employee is rude to another employee, particularly if they're harassing them and it's related to one of those characteristics we've talked about, then that becomes your issue. You need to deal with that particular situation, but you also need to show what you're putting in place to prevent these issues happening in the first place. As we've talked about in the recruitment videos, employees are really important. They are the ones delivering the service you offer. They're normally the people that your visitors or customers are seeing the most of. They're the main contact. They're the face of your business. They're also a significant cost. So just as you might spend quite a bit of time working on getting your finances right, it makes sense to spend some time getting your employees right and making sure your personnel management processes are good. For example, typically 30% of revenue gets spent on staff costs. That's quite a chunk that you're looking at spending. Replacing an employee if one leaves can cost between £3,000 and £5,000. There's also things like the number of days lost to sickness. The national average is 4.4 days lost to sickness per worker per year, although it's higher than that in the service industry. That might not seem a lot initially, but if you have a few employees, it can soon add up. And that's just the average. If difficult situations and you're not managing that properly, it can creep up and can soon cause real problems in your business. As we've said, your employees are the face of your company. So it's really worth us spending the time to attract, recruit, train, and then retain the best employees so that when people come to your business, in whatever way that is, they're really getting the best experience and nothing of what you've planned is lost in the way that it's delivered to them. Richard Branson said, "Your employees are the ones making the magic happen. Take care of your employees and they will take care of your business." And that's really what we're here for. It's important that you spend time working out how you're going to take care of your employees, how you're going to manage them, support them, build those relationships, and then you can rely on your employees all the more to take the same care of the rest of your business and your customers. That's the end of session 2 of 3 on personnel management. I hope you found the session both interesting and useful.